volunteer, official, board member, builder, ambassador, and competitor. Lori Ebbesen has done it all when it comes to triathlon, and she's done it at every level: provincial, national, and international. Ebbesen has been involved in triathlon for more than 18 years, beginning with the Saskatchewan Triathlon Association Corporation in 1999. She's been helping build the sport at every level. Her duties evolved from administrative functions to more senior levels of decision-making, including Director of Officials and Sanctioning.
I started in the provincial system. It was sort of a not very an illustrious start, I would say. I started as a secretary for the Provincial Triathlon Association and was the membership coordinator. So what it really meant was taking minutes at meetings and also laminating a whole lot of membership cards. It was nice to be involved in a growth sport, but it also meant that you started off laminating maybe 300 cards a year, and it developed to over 700 within a matter of a couple of years. So it was quite a dramatic, it was an interesting role only because the sport was growing so dramatically fast.
Moving on from the provincial board, she joined the board of Triathlon Canada, where she continued to make major contributions and started to gain some international experience.
Well, it was a natural transition. I had overlapped a little for a couple of years at both levels. I had represented our provincial association at some of the national annual general meetings. The Triathlon Canada board was restructuring somewhat, and I had contributed to that process. And then I became the inaugural regional director for Manitoba and Saskatchewan. The role that I was most pleased with was serving as Secretary General, so that's one of the higher elected officer positions of the board. And within that portfolio, there's a great attention to governance, which doesn't sound exciting to all people, but it is something that I gravitate towards. And again, I think it's the context within which that governance portfolio unfolded was really exciting. This was a new Olympic sport. When Simon Whitfield crossed the finish line in the 2000 Olympics, which was the Olympic debut of triathlon, all of a sudden the reconfiguration of Triathlon Canada needed to go forward at a much faster pace than it had been. So no longer could we do it out of the basement of one of our volunteers. We were really transitioning from a very volunteer-oriented board to a professional organization.
The highlight of her international experience was serving as an officer on the International Triathlon Union's Women's Committee. She led the development of annual seminars to discuss strategies to improve conditions for women in triathlon and launched an award of excellence to recognize outstanding contributions to advance women in sport. At the same time, Ebbesen was helping build and grow the sport. She was becoming increasingly involved as an official. In this position, she played a leading role in triathlon's debut in the 2008 Saskatchewan Summer Games.
I would gauge that role as the highlight of the provincial contributions that I made to the sport. This was our debut as a triathlon sport in the Summer Games. It was a real opportunity to draw on the resources and the contacts we had around the province, so race directors, coaches, managers, etc. But it was really an opportunity to coalesce the sport, reach into areas where we had not had a lot of athletes or a lot of activity, offer clinics, and there were a few of us involved, obviously, behind the scenes on that. We always kept saying we were doing it for the kids.
Ebbesen became a national technical official in 2003 before pursuing her international officiating certification. She was the first person in Saskatchewan to receive International Level 2 officiating status, which remains the highest level of certification received by a STAC official.
It's a wonderful accomplishment to be the first, I think, in anything, but I was very devoted to the officiating portfolio. It did mean a lot of extra qualification time, examinations, and of course the opportunity then to officiate at the national or international races.
Certification led to Ebbesen officiating at national competitions across the country, including the National Long Distance Triathlon Competitions, Junior National Triathlon Series, and the Ironman Western Canada Series. In turn, Ebbesen expanded her experience outside of the country by serving as an official at several international events. Despite her lengthy experiences and achievements, Ebbesen remains grateful for the opportunities to grow the sport in Saskatchewan and around the world, as well as the chances to work with her fellow triathletes.
Being inducted into the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame is both very humbling as well as overwhelming in my home province. I reflect that my paternal grandparents settled in Saskatchewan from Denmark, so having the Ebbesen family name affiliated with the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame is particularly of importance to me and something I'm very proud of. Also, being part of the triathlon family and this being only the third inductee into the hall as well as being the first woman is a very special honor.
Installed in the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame on September 30th, 2017, Lori Ebbesen.